Hey there, weary traveler from bizarre world. You have so quietly passed the twilight zone. Then you ran really, really hard into the fork of the road.
I love it! You guys are so great!
Then you tried to take the left, but then something kept pulling you to the right. So then you just rolled to the right. Lazily to the right. And then you rolled right into the most official church this side of the universe, the party pin. It's my humble sage cave. So welcome to my humble sage cave. Yeah, what we do here in this most amazing place, we read this great ass book. It's called God Said, because God did not say that. We are on part 2 of this book. It's called Jesus Hell. And that's what we're reading. Hopefully, we won't have to read part 3. Because I want to get back to part 1. But we had to take our intermission here to read part 2 because apparently it is a thing that people need to hear. So, I'm here to introduce Jesus to the world. Like he's a little baby. So, now that you're piling in, feel free to come this way. Wait, something's happening. Something happened. What did happen? No one knows. So, let me know where you're coming in from, what you're drinking, and what you're smoking. Yeah, I'm from Detroit. I'm drinking coffee, and I'm smoking something called animal crackers and basic cigarettes. Because, I'm basic. Actually, I'm far beyond basic. But we'll just leave that there. So, everyone, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and take my Devon Dudley sunglasses off and get into part 2 of God Said What. We are on chapter 25. We don't have too much of this book left. And then I'm going to need some help deciding to continue with the story of Jesus for the next 3 books or go back to what I was reading before the troll threw me off. So, yeah, Jesus was going along on his tour just talking mad shit. Like just talking mad shit to the point to where they refused to ask him any more questions after this. So I don't know how much more of a tour we've got going on here if these terrible ass God people are already like, no, we don't want to talk to him. So I don't know how much of this tour we got left or how many concerts we have left. I do not know. But Jesus is describing what the kingdom of heaven is like. And some of this stuff, that he says, it's like, how is that like heaven? How is that like heaven? But I think he's calling the object heaven and the person's lust for that object the same as the kind of lust and love you're supposed to have towards heaven. The people he's talking about have that towards these objects. So he's saying heaven is like having this great shiny thing. I think that's what he's trying to get at or what he's trying to say. Not totally too sure. Not totally too sure at all. But we're just going to go with it. So I am going to go ahead and start chapter 25. And it says, the kingdom of heaven will be comparable to 10 virgins who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. This story is shady. This is shiesty. Hold on. 5 of them were foolish, and 5 of them prudent. For when the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them. But the prudent took oil and flasks along with their lamps. Now, while the bridegroom was delaying, they all got drowsy and began to sleep. But at midnight there was a shout, behold, the bridegroom! Come out and meet him. And when all those virgins trimmed their lamps, and the foolish said to the prudent, can we have some? The prudent was like, bye, Felicia. See you some other time, sister. So they pretty much, he said, go buy your own. So while they were going away to make the purchase, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other virgins also came, like, please. And the bridegroom was like, I don't know you. That's my purse. Yesterday I said that was Family Guy, but it's King of the Hill. It's Bobby Hill. I don't know you. That's my purse. Be on the alert then. Stay ready. You do not know when or where, for just like the man about to go on a journey who called his own slaves and entrusted. He entrusted his stuff to them. Okay. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, according to each his own ability. And he went on his journey. Immediately, the one who had received 5 talents went and traded them and gained 5 more talents. In the same manner, it was with the 2, but the dude who received the 1 talent went and dug in the ground and hid the money. Oh my God. Oh my God. So he went and hid the money. Okay. Now, after a long time, the master of those slaves came and settled accounts with them. And the one who had received 5 came and brought 5 more, saying, "Here you go." And his master said, "Well done. You were faithful with a few. So I've entrusted you with a few. Now I'm going to entrust you with many." 5 more talents. It wasn't many, it was 5 more talents. Then his master said to him, "Wait, what? What happened?" And he was like, "Yeah, and I'll give you more." And the one who had received 2 talents came and said, "Look, I got 2 more also." And then his master was like, "Good, good job, good job. Give me all that money. Good job. Here, take more." And the one who had received 1 talent, okay, this is something that I have to understand because I never understood, and I still don't understand what exactly he's trying to say here. So we're about to find it out. Okay. He said, "Now, the one who had received 1 talent came and said, 'I know you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you did not scatter any seed. And I was afraid and went away and hid your talent in the ground. See, you have what is yours.' But his master said, 'You stupid, lazy son of a bitch. You know that I am a shiesty guy. Like, you know I'm shiesty. What are you doing?' You could have just put my money in the bank and then, put in the CD and I would have got it back with interest. Anything to make my shiesty self money. What are you doing? For everyone who has, more shall be given, and he shall have an abundance. But from the one who does not have, even what he does will be taken away. And cast out the worthless slave to the outer darkness, and that place where there's weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth." Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I know exactly where we're at. This is one of those things where you're going to be good in the world and good at the world. Even if bad people ask you to do things, you do the thing for them, but you do it better than them. And you're nice about it. Have some character, some honor, have some respect for yourself. That's what Jesus is saying right here. Even if you know you're working for a bad guy, doesn't mean you have to be bad. But you do what you have to do. You do what you're told to do. But just be good at it. Okay. Okay. But when the Son of Man comes, riding on his cloud dolphin, and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. Although I prefer cloud dolphin. Hey, Neil, I'm just reading tonight. Okay. And all the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them from one another, as the shepherd separates the sheep from goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be." No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that. But it does say, "Come, you who are blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me a drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you wrote me letters." The most important thing you can do for whoever you know that's in prison, write them a letter. Even if you don't like them, write them a letter about how much you hate them. Writing letters to people in prison is the most important thing for the person you know that's in prison. Write them a letter. Letters are amazing because you never expect to get one. But man, when your mail gets slid under that door and you actually got a letter, how exciting is that? Look, it's the best. I know that from experience. I didn't get visits or phone calls. I didn't want those. I got letters and commissary. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, "Lord, we didn't do any of that." "What? And you weren't even a naked zombie yet." "What? No, you're not even sick." And then God was like, or Jesus was like, "To the extent that you did it to one of these brothers of mine, even the least of them, you did it to me." Then he will also say to those on his left, "Depart from me, accursed ones, into the eternal fire, which has been prepared for the devil and his angels." Did you know all the goats were on his left side? That's God, that's God's bad side because he don't have an arm. He don't have a left arm. Anyway, all of them are Baphomet. All the goats, they're Baphomet. For I was hungry. Oh. So the bafflement's on his left. He's like, because you guys did not treat me with dignity, you can go burn it for you. And they themselves will also answer, saying, this shit did not happen. And Jesus will be like, yeah, it did. Yeah, because there was a stranger and you were disrespectful. And that's like shitting on me, and you can't do that. And these will go to eternal punishment, but the righteous will get eternal life. Dun, dun, dun. So, we're about to go to chapter 26. Okay. I need to find my lighter. Okay. Chapter 26. And it came about that when Jesus had finished saying all this, he said to his disciples, why? 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 Why does this sneak up on me like that? It's like, oh no, we're having a good time talking shit, and then bam! Jesus just got to go right into it. There's not even a buffer. It's not like a buffer. But no, Jesus is like, hey, it's about to be Passover. I'm about to die. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I promised myself. I promised myself. I promised myself I wasn't going to get emotional because I knew it was coming. Because I had this talk with myself earlier. Like, hey, Nikki, you know Jesus is about to die. And you got to read this all the way through. You got to, and you're at the end of the book, Nikki, so chill the fuck out. And I thought, hey, I'm chill, but I just read it right here with my eyes beforehand. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I know it's coming. I know. I know what's coming. Okay. So, after 2 days, the Passover's coming. And I'm going to get hanged on the tree, yo. I'm going to be accursed. Jesus did not say that. But he did say, I'm about to be crucified. It's Passover. Oh, God. Okay. Then the chief priests and the elders of the people were gathered together in the court of the high priest, and they plotted together to seize Jesus by stealth and kill him. But we're saying, not during La Fiesta, lest a riot occur among the people. You liars. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany at the home of Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster vial of costly perfume and poured it on his head as he was eating his hamburger. So then the oil got all over his hamburger and he's like, hey, hey, it's okay. I was eating here. You know, it's not like I was eating. You know, I get it. You want to pour the oil in my hair. That's great. I'll look like Fabio. But I'm eating. You know what? No, I'm not eating. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oil me up. Because I wasn't eating. Don't even worry about it. Okay. But the disciples, looking at her dump this oil on Jesus' food, became indignant when they saw this and said, why are you wasting this? Because we could have sold it. Yeah, we could have sold it and given the money to the poor. Yeah, right, the poor, the poor. We could have sold this and given the money to the poor. Definitely. 100% that way. Yep. Stupid. But Jesus, aware of their lying, said, why do you bother her? Look, look, nobody made you guys my babysitter. None of you. I literally just told you I was about to die. So she's anointing me with some oil so I don't go to hell. And you're going to yell at her. Pay attention. There's always going to be poor people, man. But you ain't always going to have me. When she poured this perfume, she did it to prepare. What? To prepare me for burial. Man. Five things. Nikki. What are 5 things? What do you smell, Nikki? 5 things you smell. Just read the fucking book. I know, but it's really hard to read this. I understand it's really hard to read it, but you gotta fucking read it. You're taking up too much time. You want to be done with it, you gotta be done with it, but that means you gotta read it. It does mean I gotta read it. And I am gonna read it, but I really don't want to. I'm telling you this. This is some shit. And shut up, you stupid fucking baby. Why do you cry like that? Well, because it's hurtful. I understand that it's hurtful, but shut up. Read the fucking book or I'll smack you. You're right, I'm going to read the book because she will smack me. I don't know if you've ever met her or not, but my self-sabotaging inner self is an asshole. Okay. Because listen, I'm telling you, wherever this gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done shall also be spoken of in memory of her. But they never wrote down her name. Then one of the 12, Judas, went to the chief priest. Why? Okay. And he said, what are you willing to give me for him? And they weighed him out 30 pieces of silver. And from then on, he began looking for a good opportunity. Now, on the first day of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus saying, so where are we going? And he said, go into the city, and a certain man say to him, the teacher says, we need somewhere to eat because he's talking all crazy. Can we have somewhere to eat? And the dude was like, yeah, there's a place right up there. It's already ready for you. Okay. Now, when evening had come, he was reclining at the table with his disciples. Okay. 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 I'm doing it. Okay. And as they were eating, he said, listen, I'm telling you, one of you is going to fuck me over. Who is it? Oh my God. I just, and being deeply grieved, they began to look at each other and say, is it me? I did it. Did I do it? What did I do? How do you betray me? I didn't bring a basket of food. It was me. Peter, then it was me. I didn't bring the bread. Stupid. Peter didn't say that. I made that up because I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh my God. Okay. So, anyway. And then he was like, he who dips his hand with me in the bowl is the one who will betray me. That's all of them, by the way. Because they just use one dish. The Son of Man is to go just as it is written of him. And Psalm 22. But woe to the man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been better for him to be catapulted into a shark tank with pedophiles. And as Judas, who was betraying, said, Rebel bye. Is it me? Why? That's like, look, when a crackhead steals your lighter or a crackhead steals something from you, that motherfucker, look, that motherfucker will help you look for it. That's exactly what Judas is doing right here. Like, he knows he's 125 bazillion percent guilty. But then Jesus. He's going to look Jesus in the face and go, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. He's pulling the Shaggy defense. She got me on the sofa. It wasn't me. Stupid. Stupid. This crackhead shit. That sounds like a raccoon. False alarm. Okay. So, anyways, Judas was like, wasn't me. And Jesus is like, you said it, not me, bro. Why would you ask me these crackheaded questions? Like, clearly, you know it's you. Shut up. Jesus didn't say that. Jesus was like, you said it. I didn't say that. I wasn't going to give a name, but you're the one that said it. And while they were eating, Jesus took some of the bread, and after a blessing, he broke and gave it to his disciples and said, Oh, oh, lesson. This is my lesson. I it's not a lesson right now, but it's one I'm about to teach y'all here in a second. Yep, it's going to be good time. Okay. Listen. Damn it. Okay. Now, while they were eating, Jesus took some bread and blessed it and gave it to his disciples and said, Take, eat. This is my body. Eat my flesh. I'm sorry. I hate this. Oh my God. Drink of me. And then he had taken his cup and given thanks. And then he gave it to his disciples and said, Drink it. Get smashed. Oh. I wonder if what they were drinking was good. For this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for forgiveness of sins. Yes. Drink my blood and be sin free. Okay. Because listen, I'm telling you, I will not drink from this fruit of the vine until the day I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And after singing a hymn, they went to the Mount of Olives. I wonder what hymn they sang. Wouldn't it be awesome to know, like, an ancient hymn, like they could have written it in the Bible? Like, what did they sing? Of all the things to keep secret, whatever song Jesus sang, they're going to keep it a secret. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. then, then Jesus said to them, You will, this is where my indignant's going to come in. Because I know I've been indignant as fuck over the last couple days. Because I feel indignant as fuck. But right now, it's going to justify all my indignance. Because these motherfuckers. It's like, could you have at least been honest with them? Been like, no, homie, I don't even think I can fuck with this shit. Look, I know you picked me and everything, but this this shit's becoming real and I got a family. Like, I'm sorry, gangster, but I can no longer aid and abet you on your felonious pursuit. Like, there's a time to get out before you just look like a total dumbass. And this is one of those things that makes these people, these disciples, look like bitch made. And like, this is how you know. Everything they put in the New Testament was shit that was approved by a Pharisee. The shit, none of it was Jesus. And I am not. I just, anyway. And then Jesus said to them, "You will all fall away because of me. For this night, because of me this night. For it was written, I will strike down the shepherd, and the sheep will be scattered. But after I have been raised, I'm going to go to Galilee." But Peter, shut up, Peter. I wish Peter would shut up. I'll go with you. I'll die with you. I'll die with you, Jesus. I cannot stand this guy. I got a real problem. This makes me feel some kind of way because Peter's like, I'll die for you. You're my bestie. But Peter turns his back on him to his face. We're not there yet. I get it. We're not there yet. But oh, I hate it. 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 That's it. Tonight, I'm listening to sad songs in the bathtub. I'm just kidding. It's already past bath time. Okay. Listen. Listen. And then, and Peter said, even though all may fall away because of you, I will never fall away. And then Jesus does like a side busting laugh. He's laughing so hard because Peter looks so cute, standing there like he's a big guy in his dad's shoes. And Jesus said, pardon me for laughing, but you're going to deny me 3 times before the sun's even up. So shut up, dude. Okay? Just STFU. Stop talking to me. That's not what Jesus said. That's what Nikki said Jesus said because what the fuck is wrong with Peter? And then Peter, even if I have to die with you, I will not deny you. And then all his disciples said the same thing. And Jesus is like, do you guys realize I'm God, right? Like, I know. I know what's going to happen to me because I told other people a long time ago. And then I just reread it, not too long ago. And yeah, we already knew this was going to happen. So shut up. Then Jesus came with them to a place called Gerber Baby Food. And he said to his disciples, sit here while I go over there and pray. But they couldn't. They fell asleep. They fell asleep while Jesus is over there praying. He's told them at least 3 times that he's about to be murdered. So let him go pray. And these motherfuckers fall asleep. Okay. And then he went a little beyond them and fell on his face and started praying. Big guy, listen, I know when we were up there talking about this, we were like, yeah, it's going to be no problem. It's good. I come down here a couple of years, I have a good time. Yeah, it turns out I made friends. And I even got a girlfriend. Well, she's not exactly my girlfriend. She's a girl that's a friend. But I rescued her from a bunch of demons and shit. It was actually crazy. You should have seen them. They came right out of her. Anyway, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I made friends down here and they're not very smart. Hey, as a matter of fact, I'm surprised they've even made it this far. So I don't know how they're going to make it any farther if I'm gone, you know. But I suppose, well, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. 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 And he came back to the disciples and found them sleeping. And then he said to Peter, so you men could not keep watch with me for 1 hour. You couldn't even sit around for 1 hour. I know we literally just had dinner and stuff, and I've had you walking around right after dinner. I don't know the last time you had a drink of water, but why are you sleeping? You know what? You know, anyway, just here. Keep I need to go pray. I need to go pray. Listen, Father, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time and prayed. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, how have they made it this far in life? I mean, I'm I'm not saying I'm the best thing that happened to them, but I might be the best thing that happened to them. And I think I've kind of grown fond of them, even the slow one. Yeah, I've actually grown quite fond of them, even the slow one. Yeah, I know, but he's got the fattest fucking cheeks. Look, he's a nice looking guy. And did I tell you about my girlfriend? She had 7 demons, Dad. And look, are you sure I have to go like right at this second? Because it's about to get real good around here. Yeah, I know. Whatever you want is what I'll do. But I'm just saying, these people are a wreck without me. I know I got delusions of grandeur. I got it. But I am kind of grandiose. I am a very good reason to be excited, and I should be excited by myself. So, yeah. So, and then he came back to his disciples and said, you guys are still sleeping? Are you kidding? Look, okay. Anyway, it's time. It's time. They're coming and you guys are sleeping. Come on, get up. Cause get up. And while they were still getting up, Judas came up, accompanied by a great multitude with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now, he who was betraying him gave them a sign, saying, Whomever I kiss, he is the one. Seize him. And immediately he went and went to Jesus and said, Hail, Rabbi, and kissed him. And then Jesus was like, what the fuck? Really? And then they came and laid their hands on Jesus and seized them. And behold, one of those who were with Jesus drew out his sword and struck the slave of the high priest and cut off his ear. Then Jesus said to him, how many times have I told you guys to stay out of my business? Do you think that these people could do this to me if I didn't let them? I mean, I'm literally letting them do this to me. So mind your own BI. You couldn't even stay awake to pray with me. So don't start being all protective now. At that time, Jesus said to the multitudes, really? Really? Don't you guys know me? Don't I teach in the churches? You have all been on my tour. Literally, you were all at my concert. I've seen your face, I've seen your face. You back there, you got my poster. I autographed it for you. Look. So why are you coming like this? We should be kicking it old school. Like for real. Okay. But all this took place so the scriptures of the prophets may be fulfilled. Then all the disciples left him and fled because they're bitch made all day. Fuck those guys. Fuck those guys. And those who had seized Jesus led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were gathered together. But Peter was also following him at a distance, as far as the courtyard of the high priest, and entered in and sat down with the officers to see the outcome. Now, the chief priests and the whole council kept trying to obtain false testimony against Jesus so they could put him to death. I hate these fucking people. I hate these people. I hate these people. You know I hate these people because I hate these people. And they did not find any, even though many false witnesses came forward. But later on, two came forward and said, this man stated, I am able to destroy the temple of God and build it in 3 days. I don't think that's what he said, but we can say that's what he said. And the high priest stood up and said, do you make no answer? Why are these guys saying this shit? Psst, because you made them. Okay, anyway. But Jesus was like, plead the fifth, drink the fifth. Have nothing to do with that. And then the high priest was like, I adjure you by the living God that you tell us whether you are the Son of God. And Jesus was like, you said it, not me. I didn't say it. So you said it, so you think it, right? Isn't that how that works? I don't know, but I didn't say it. And the high priest got naked and said, "He has blasphemed." Hold on. Blaspheming. What further need do we have of witnesses? Behold, you have heard the blasphemy. What do you think? They answered and said, "He is deserving of death." God. Then they spat in his face and beat him with their fists, and others slapped him. I can't. Just why? Why I don't understand. Why did they have to beat him up? There wasn't. These people are that jealous of someone doing good for their own people. They would rather watch their own people suffer than someone do something good for them. What does that say about these people? They hurt their own people for what? Nothing. Instead of doing something good, they're going to be jealous of somebody doing something good. Instead of doing the right thing, they get mad at people for doing the right thing. These people are absolutely fucking terrible. They are horrible. Even the one that lives in your apartment building, horrible. Okay. So they spat in his face and said, "Prophecy to us, Christ, Eula Christe, who is the one who hit you?" Thank you, Ricky. Um, Now, Peter was sitting outside in the courtyard, and a certain servant girl came to him and said, "You were from the tour? You're one of the backup singers, aren't you?" "You really are. Can I have your autograph?" And he's like, "That's not me." And she's like, "No, I have your picture right here. It was in the magazine. Can I have your autograph?" And he's like, "That's not me." And then he runs off a little further. Okay. Then, when he had gone out to the gateway, another servant girl asked him for his autograph. And he was like, "I don't know what the hell you're talking about." And when he had, and a little later, some bystanders came up and said, "You're that guy, you're part of the tour." And he's like, "I do not know that guy." And then Peter remembered what Jesus said, that before it's daylight, you will deny me 3 times. And he went out and cried like a biatch and couldn't forgive himself for the rest of his life because that's what the fuck he gets. Stupid coward. That wasn't so bad. No, we're going to the worst part. But I think we're going to end right there. Neil, are you able to type? Because I think we're going to end right here. I made an outro. You want to smoke this joint real quick? I need those bone crushing hugs. Oh my God. This is the worst. Tomorrow is going to be the worst. But then it's going to be the best. I don't know. You know what? We could probably do one more chapter. We can get the terrible shit out of the way. What do you think about that? Get the terrible shit out of the way. Well, really, we could probably just finish this book tonight. No, because then editing tomorrow to make the video for, oh my God, it's going to be so difficult. And it's still going to be super long. So, no, I can't, we can't do another one. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, that answers that question. Haha. Sweet. Let me show you my outro then. So, what'd you think, Neil? I made that. CNA made it, said that you said that I needed an outro. So, I made that outro. What do you think? Oh, or did Neil actually go to bed? It's pretty good, right? Yeah, CNA said that you wanted that. So, it took some doing, but I did it. But anyway, cousin, go ahead and watch this. Um, when you get off work, watch it on 1.5 speed. You get through it faster. I had a hard time. Anyway, I love you guys so much.